What's up, riders? Old Man Ronin here. Welcome back to the channel. You know, I get a question almost every day. What on earth is a Harley Rider doing on a Meteor 350? Well, the answer is quite simple. Stay tuned. Man, what a beautiful day it is today. It's kind of cool. I mean, if you've been considering how we've had temperatures over the last month and a half in the 90s and stuff, now we're down into the 40s at night and the 60s and low 70s during the day. And I'm telling you, that's perfect motorcycle weather. And the leaves are starting to turn. They're not going too fast. I don't think they will this year. But the reason why is because we had so much... I turned my turn signals off. We had so much heat and rain that I think the leaves have done their job, and they're going to just drop pretty quick this year. I don't think the colors will be as pretty as normal, but anyway, that's what it is. But I thought you'd get a kick out of me doing that deja vu style intro like I did on the video a year ago when I said, what on earth is the Harley Rider doing on a Himalayan? And this is basically the similar kind of thing, except we're going to be talking about the Meteor 350. And so I will do exactly the same as I did last year. I want to tell you that I'm prefacing this video with, I've had Harley Davidsons in my garage my entire life. Well, I shouldn't say that. Since I've been 14, I've had Harley Davidson motorcycles, and I've always had at least one. But again, things change. And I had the opportunity to not only buy the Himalayan for a future Trans-America Trail and other, back road trails, but also have the opportunity to ride this particular motorcycle, the 2021 Meteor 350. And, I mentioned a lot in my Instagram posts and particularly the YouTube channel here that I dearly love this motorcycle. This little 350cc or 349cc engine, man, it'll do amazing things, and it really surprised me. Everybody has misconceptions about stuff. I mean, if you're used to riding big 15 to 1600cc Harley Davidsons and all of a sudden you slap yourself in the saddle of a 350, you're going to be a little bit shocked. But you know what? You really aren't. And that's what I want to talk about today. What I really do love about riding this motorcycle. And it starts with, it's really not a small bike. Now, it does have a small engine, but as far as it being a small bike, and I'm going to sort of picture right here of the Meteor sitting next to my Road King, and there's a little forced perception there, obviously, but I mean, it's almost as long, not quite, and it actually sits up a little higher, but the main difference is the fact that it has a smaller engine, and by far a smaller engine. I mean, it has 1,000 cc's less than that Road King. But I'm telling you, this bike will do everything that the Road King will do, and almost as comfortable. And I say almost because, man, the Road King's a lounge. It really is. It's a lounge chair on the highway. There's no question about it. That thing was built for highway touring, hence the name Road King. But this particular bike, and I coined the term, I think I coined the term, if not, I'm going to take credit for it no matter what you say, ultralight cruising. And this motorcycle does ultralight cruising to the max. And what I mean by that is, this bike will handle any of these roads that we're on right now, any country roads that you have, any back roads that you have. It'll do the gravel. You guys watched that video that we talked about with the all roads, or the road test, and the thing did fantastic in pretty much every situation, and again, except for the highway. And I hate to say that because you're pushing the limits of the little guy when you go up to the 70-mile-an-hour range, but 70's about it. And I think, I'm not sure, that's a question I have for the factory when I finally get a chance to talk to them, is if they have if it's electronically governed, because you get to 70 and that's all she goes. The engine won't over rev, and I think that's great for the American market, because those gearheads that we are, we'll try to push it, baby. But I'm telling you, I think if that's the case, then I think that's a good thing, because the fact that you can you're not going to blow your engine up, and it does tell you what its capabilities and or should say limitations are, and I think that's one of the biggest factors. But this bike, oh man, these back roads that I'm on like right now, and I know you guys have seen this road before, but how beautiful it is. It is a great little cruiser. Now if I was to buy this bike for Iron Lady, we would definitely put saddlebags on it, and I'm telling you, this thing will go, except on the highway, it'll go anywhere that the Road King will, and it's pretty comfortable. We've taken this thing, I think 2 Up we've ridden probably, goodness gracious, almost 1,000 miles, not quite, but almost 1,000 miles, and basically 2 Up, and it's never skipped a beat. I really do enjoy riding this bike. It's smooth. Iron Lady likes it on the she likes to ride on the back a lot when we do these cruisers or going to wineries or whatever, and she basically told me that she thinks this bike rides better than the Softail Deluxe that we have. She would much rather ride on the back of it than she would that. So I mean, that's kind of a strong statement for somebody who, you know, basically has a Harley tattoo on her back. This particular motorcycle, I would say, fits in the ultralight category. In other words, it's big enough to handle pretty much any road that you want to throw at it, except for the highway, of course. But fixed up with a saddlebag, a set of saddlebags, man, I'll tell you, I'd like to set one of these motorcycles up and take it on a long distance back road tour, and say maybe to California. Maybe I can get Royal Enfield to say, hey, old man Ronin, just keep this motorcycle on. Next year, take it to California, because would that not be a great trip? As far as this motorcycle and what this Harley guy loves about it, and one of the main things is, and I'll try to put if I can remember, I'll try to put a little picture down there. This thing has a heel shifter on it that comes standard, and I'll tell you what, guys, I know a lot of you, especially younger kids, don't really like heel shifters because you never were around them. Pretty much, well, let's put it this way, my Softail has it. All my older Harleys have it, because it's a lot more comfortable for me. You just kick your heel back and you shift up, and if you want to shift down like in this corner, you use your toe. So it's a heel toe shifter, and to me it just adds so much to the enjoyment of the motorcycle. I mean, you literally just kick down on your heel. Now you'll have to get used to doing it. I mean, I ride you know, jockey or suicide shifters as well too. It's a lot of the motorcycles I had back in the day were that. I would transform because I like the style. I like to use the foot clutch and the hand shifter. It's fun for me. I know it's not for everybody, but and I know this the heel toe shifter is not for everybody too, but it's one of the things I love about it, because it does remind me of riding Harley Davidsons, and I think it's a natural fit for me to ride this cruiser style motorcycle with that kind of old school technology. And the fact that this bike has a little bit, I wouldn't call it forward controls, I'd call it mid-forward, because you know, Harleys, you get your legs way out there, but with this guy here, I've got a little bit of forward control, and the factory is nice enough to put these wider pegs. They're almost like mini floorboards on it, and man, are they comfortable. You know, one of the other things I think about this bike, it makes me feel at home, and I think that's going to be the theme of this this video, that this bike is familiar. It feels at home. I feel at home on it. Iron Lady feels at home on it. It's something that's super smooth. It runs down the road, I'd say from 60, maybe 63, 64, 65, all the way down through. It makes you feel like you're just cruising. You know, I say easy peasy cruising, that ultralight cruising that I talk about. It's just something that comes natural and feels comfortable to us. But if you're wanting to get more into a cruiser style, and you don't have a lot of money, and you want to get something that's going to, you know, keep you on the back roads and off the highways, then this is the bike right here, because it literally does everything you ask it to do. And I think that's important. Again, being somebody, and this video is about why, as a Harley guy on a little 350 engine, Well, here I'm giving you reasons, because number one, it's familiar, it feels comfortable. Number two, it's the style I like. I love the cruiser style. And number three, I guess is what we're talking about now, is the fact that it's perfect for the roads that I ride. These are the roads, these are the places that I go. Back roads, country roads, backcountry roads, gravel roads. Now, you guys saw the last video I did from Air Moto. It's something that'll be in my pocket all the time, because even if I do get stuck finding a gravel road with this motorcycle, I can air the tires down easily with that thing, and then as soon as I get off of them, air them back up. And that's the beauty of having a cruiser motorcycle and a little tiny air pump like that. That thing was awesome. Now I don't know how well it's going to last long term, and we're going to do a lot more testing with it, and we'll show you on the video how we do it. But as far as first impressions, it definitely got a thumbs up. And this bike here fits the realm of where I would use it most often, because let's say I'm on a back road and it gets really chunky. How many times do you guys riding in the country, you get turned on a road like you're using a tripper or something, and all of a sudden it takes you on a road and you're on a gravel road, or they have construction on it? Well, you can handle it with ease with this motorcycle because it's so light. And I think that is another factor that makes it even more comfortable for me. Not only do I have a motorcycle that's extremely light and maneuverable, I mean, it handles great in the corners, it does everything you ask it to on these back roads. This is actually a state route here, so it's a 55-mile-an-hour road, but I mean, we're cruising down the highway here with relative ease, and man, that's all I can say, with relative ease. Easy peasy cruising. Well, I hope it's been a little eye-opening experience of why this Harley guy rides these Royal Enfields with the smaller engines. Number one, I think they're fantastic motorcycles. I think they're really well built, and they're just a blast. And I think that's probably the biggest thing. The smiles I get from riding these little engines well, put it to you this way, it's fun now. And I'm not saying it wasn't fun on the Harleys, and I mean, I still have and I'm not going to sell them. I want to keep them. I mean, they're all, man, they were junk when I bought them, and they're beautiful bikes now, but man, I can go 3 times as far on a tank of gas with this little guy right here and I can with that Road King, and I'm not playing. I'm getting about, I haven't updated telling you guys how much mileage I get from it, but I'm probably right around 78 miles a gallon consistently, and that's just phenomenal. And that's, that's measuring exactly 1 gallon, putting it in, riding it, and then checking the mileage again. And again, not scientific. I would not claiming anything scientific, but it's just easy on gas, easy peasy cruising, miles of smiles, man. It's fun. And I think that's the biggest takeaway that I can give you of why I, a bona fide Harley guy, loves riding the little Royal Enfield Meteor 350. Well, I really hope you enjoyed my little throwback to last year's video on WTF is a Harley guy doing on a Himalayan. This is WTF is a Harley guy doing on a Meteor 350. It's like I say, and that was my most popular video. We got almost 200,000 views on it, and the little card up there will direct you straight to it if you haven't seen it. But I'll tell you guys, this bike here probably gives me as many, if not more, smiles than the Himalayan does. And I have to be honest with you on that. This does 2-up better. This does, what do you call it, long-term riding better. It's a lot more comfortable. The vibration in the engine is a lot less. The way that they did the counterbalancing on this thing is amazing. It rides like a parallel twin, I'm telling you. And those are smooth. They're a lot smoother than the V-twins. The parallel twins are really smooth, and they're really a lot more smoother than the Boxers that the BMWs are. Those guys there shake you side to side like this when you start them out. But that shows you right there how much nimble this thing is. This thing is just so nimble. Well, if you like this video, make sure you give us a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification button, share and comment. You know I read all the comments and comment on as many as I possibly can. Until next time, guys, ride safe and keep her on 2 wheels, baby.